Hi to the Pride of Irons podcast, vlogcast, whatever you want to call it. Today we've got Allie from We Are the Girls in Claret and Blue. Hey Al, how you doing?
Doing all right. I'm doing all right. I had a nice day off today, so I'm like chilled,
Yeah, you
resting
look
after last night.
well. Yeah, I'm glad you had the day off because you did need to chill after last night's performance. So look, should we just jump in and actually no, let's save the cut for a little bit later. All right,
Yeah,
let's talk about the signings
yeah,
and the loans. All right, because there's loads that have been online. I'm sure you've seen it yourself and
of course,
chatted
yeah,
about it, right? With Cho and Alicia especially going, right? I'm not going to talk about, obviously, that's always disappointing, Ali, which is all the sexist tweets regarding Alicia and stuff like
yeah.
that. So we're not going to go there, even though I just did, but that's always an upsetting thing. But just want to really kind of just talk about what you think about it. Because I think it had to be done. I think it's good that Cho's gone, that we had too many central midfielders. I feel sad. It's like part of the family that they're both gone.
Yeah.
But what's your thoughts on it, Al?
I'm going to be a bit controversial. I was
Go on.
sadder about Cho going than I
Yep.
was about Lehman. Cho, I thought she's been a key player for us. She's played 9 out of the 10 fixtures that we had. She's been a fantastic force for us. You know, we're always going to love her for that penalty against Reading in the FA Cup semi-final. So for me, you're right. It was a bit wrenching to have Cho go because she's been part of the fabric at West Ham for a very long time in our
Yeah.
WSL journey. Alisa, not so much, just because she hasn't been on form for us for a very long time. You know, we haven't played her starting for a long time. She's come on for like 10-minute, 20-minute bursts. She hasn't been as involved. I think our media team may miss her from a media perspective because she was the go-to player to have on posters, have on the program, have post Instagram posts. But I'm hoping that she does come back. I hope she does come back to West Ham. And I'm hoping that her time at Everton's going to sharpen her up as a player and get her like working hard, because I just have a feeling she's become a bit too much of a media personality and she's let her skills slip. And I
Yeah.
don't know if Matt let that happen or if it's just something that's happened. But I'm hoping under Willie Kirk and having someone like Jill Scott, Izzy Christensen, Claire Emsley, those sort of players will knock it on her head and be like, right, you want to be a player? You want to be a serious player? Show us you're a serious player.
Yeah, I think she need to grow up a bit. I mean, everyone kind of forgets how young she was. She only like 22, right?
Yeah, she's very
Um,
young.
I think you're right with Cho. I think Cho was always consistent. You could put her where she needed to be, and she would put in a shift for us always. So yeah, I think I'm very not upset. I can understand why she's gone. To be fair, I can because we do have a lot of central midfielders. But I
Yeah,
think if we get one injury, we're going to regret Cho going. To be fair.
exactly.
I really do. But good luck to her at the end of the day. And as far as Alicia's concerned, yeah, all the Insta stuff that she put on there, I think yeah, she needs a bit of growing up to do. I think you're
Yeah,
absolutely right. Yeah. So, look, can I mention then? Obviously, look, we've got Emily, right?
which I'm so happy about.
Yeah, yeah. How good is that? I mean, she's just completely. She's part of West Ham already, isn't she
Yeah,
is in the fabric, as you said earlier. You know what I mean? So, yeah, it's a massive win for us. I think. Why she wanted to stay? I know I'm starting to think why. To be
yeah.
fair, but look, to be honest as well. I mean, we've got. I'm going to get her name with Dagny. What's her name? I've got her name
Prince
wrong.
Dotta.
Yeah, yeah. There's
And
a way
that's the best I'm going to get. But
Bring
yeah, I
bring
think
it
it's Prince.
bring his data. Right,
Yeah,
that's
Prince
it. Yeah,
Dotta.
yeah. So sorry, because that's awful that we can't pronounce the
Yeah,
name.
it is terrible. I have
Yeah.
tried, and I just keep calling her Dagny because I'm like, that's
Dagny.
easy. It was a bit like Jacinta.
Yeah, yeah, that's it. Dagny, Dagnum. It all fits now, right?
Yeah,
That's what it's meant to be. But I do think that yeah, I've spoken to a couple of people, fans from the forums, like I'm sure you have as well.
yeah.
And they said, you know, she's tuck her sleeves up, get on and do the job that she's supposed to do. So I think again that's could be potentially
Yeah.
a brilliant signing now.
No, for sure. I think with Dagny, it does help. I don't know how, being from Iceland, she's a West Ham fan, but there is proof that she is. Which I think the one thing that, and my mom says this to me all the time, you want from a West Ham player is someone who plays for the badge. And I think you look at Kate, you look at how Kate, regardless of what everybody else is doing, will put in a shift because she plays for the badge. And I think Dagny might be a similar one, that she will not play for ego, she's going to play for the club. And it's the fact she supports us really does help in like She's already got the love built in.
Yeah, yeah, I think you're right. I mean, when I first heard it, I thought, oh, but there's one picture of her with a little hat on something, with a badge on. But no, there's quite a few pictures over the years, so she is obviously a fan. Did put a little tweet out to see if she'd reply, why are you a West Ham fan? How did you become? But she hasn't replied, so there we we'll wait for the interview. I'm sure the media
Yeah,
team are going to get right onto that. But yeah, I think, again, she's going to be a good signing for us, and at least we have signed someone.
yeah.
So look, I mean, what do you think of Ollie? Seriously.
I have thoughts. I have thoughts, and this is supposed to be short and snappy, so I'll try and consolidate them.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest. The 3 games that I've seen him in charge of, well, 4 is it now? Is
Four,
I've not
yeah.
been impressed. I've
Yeah.
not been impressed whatsoever. And I don't know if it's him. I don't know if it's the players, like not settling into his system. But it's just so flat.
Mm,
It's just so flat. Like you take his first game, which was the Spurs game.
yeah.
That should have been a game that he could have got anybody riled up because they are our rivals. We don't like Spurs. Spurs don't like us. Like it's very like your built-in passion is there. And we were so disconnected and disjointed, and we couldn't string 2 passes together without giving the ball away. And just I didn't see any fight, and yeah, we were lucky it was only 1-0.
Mm.
And I don't see him instilling any passion.
Yeah, I'd love to see what's going on in the dressing room, because even with Vetterline, I think it went up
Yeah,
today when Vetterline just said basically that they went in with a plan, so they had a game plan,
yeah,
but Chelsea just like literally killed it within 3 minutes, right?
yeah,
And we have got to remember that it's Chelsea,
yeah,
right? You're talking about Harder, Bright, Ericsson, Kirby. I could
yeah,
go on again.
yeah,
So there's a big gap. There's a big sort of like huge black hole in the middle between the top and the bottom
of
league.
course, yeah,
But we want to see our girls put in a performance, right? And I think you're right. It is down to the manager to instill that passion. And that is the only concern I've got. I think we've got to give him a chance, like Moyes,
yeah. No, we do. We've got to give him a chance
Yeah.
because Moyes completely blew everybody out of the water. Because I was one of the first to be like, "Why have we got him again? He wasn't good enough to take over the first time. Why have we
Yeah.
got him again?" And
Yeah.
look at us now. Like
Absolutely.
hold my hands up. I was very wrong about Moyes.
Yeah.
So maybe Ollie will prove me wrong, but I'm just not seeing it.
Yeah. Yeah. But again, going back to Vetline, I think you're right, because she said like that they went out with a plan, and then they come in the second half basically, and they knew that they'd lost the match,
Yeah,
but then they wanted to just prove themselves that they could sort of be a match for Chelsea. So I'm thinking, well, surely that should have been exactly the way they were thinking in the first half.
exactly.
So I just don't understand that kind of mentality. And again, it's really not. Wasn't expecting to win against Chelsea. Obviously, the Man City as well. The WSL match we had 4-0
Yeah,
loss.
Sunday.
Yeah, they've all come at once, right? I mean, again, Bronze, Houghton, Walsh. You can
Yeah,
go on, but you expect a performance. Ah, but we got one better than last time we were there, though. Al,
we
right?
did. But the thing is, right, and my mate who's a Man City fan said this, and I can't help but agree with him. He said the times that we lost 7-1 and 5-0, there was more fight in those performances. Yeah, we got 1 goal, we conceded 1 less goal. But again, it was just flat and we couldn't string 2 passes together. That was the thing that annoyed me the most. Yeah, they've got some brilliant players, but just like we couldn't string like players together. And they're like individuals I can see are still fighting. Like, I know I went on a rant, and if anybody follows on me on Twitter will see I went on a
No,
rant on Wednesday.
no.
There are certain players I will always say I don't include when I say there's no passion. Kate is one of them. Gilly's one of
Gee.
them. I think Leon is starting to become one of them, and Van Egmond for the most part.
Reddish. Don't forget
Reddish,
Reddish. She always puts in a
Reddish.
shift.
Yeah, those are probably like 5 I can say that don't give up. Pacheco is getting better. I think the problem is she was injured for a long time, so she's getting back to fitness.
Yeah.
But that girl you see the girl trying, you do. But the rest of them, like, I was just like, what are you doing? Like, you're not even trying. Like,
Mm. I know Svitkova looked a little bit lost, and it's
yeah,
not down to her or her ability, because
no,
I
because we
think
know
she's
she can score
amazing.
belters.
yeah. And I'd like to see a bit more Sissoko. You know, I know it was only against Durham, but that little back heel that into the
Yeah.
net.
And
What? Why isn't
also,
she playing more?
she's she's not to just say about physicality, but she is tall and she is built. We are missing a tall defender since Brooke left us. And I
Yeah,
think Sissoko could do it. Like, we
mm,
signed her for a reason. Like,
yeah.
why is she not
Let's
even
use
getting off
her.
the subs bench? She's played for us
Yeah,
once against Durham. Like, why is she not,
yeah, yeah.
if not
Absolutely.
starting, why are you not bringing her on?
Yeah, there's a lot, so many ifs and buts, and again, I'm trying to sort of be a little bit reserved to give Ollie a chance because I don't want to be battering our team. Do you know what I mean? Because
Yeah,
we're all, I know you are, so we're always
yeah,
behind them.
of
But it's
course.
just frustrating when things are not working. Things are not quite right. There
Yeah,
was far too many gaps in Man City. We were
yeah,
lucky we didn't get more of a loss, to be fair.
exactly.
Um, but and I understand he's got to build the team together, and maybe he's looking for another couple of people to come across. We don't know in the future,
Yeah,
but I don't know. I mean, look, we've got Bristol City
we
next.
do.
I love Matt, and I wish him all the best.
Yeah,
But this is a must. If we don't win this, I mean, what Bristol play 12, they've got 5 points. Villa 11 got 7, the same as us, right?
yeah,
So this is do or die for us, I think,
of
Cal,
course. And
don't
I
you?
think that's the biggest problem. I don't think our players realise they're in a relegation battle
Yeah.
because they've had Bristol like holding that table up for so long, and nobody expected them to beat Brighton. Brighton didn't expect them to beat Brighton. Like, they came out with such a like fight and a verve to be like, we can do this. Not did they didn't scrape a win. They won comfortably by 3-0 to the point where they frustrated Brighton so much one of their players got sent off for stamping on one of the Bristol players
Yeah,
because
yeah,
of how
yeah.
frustrated she was getting. So he's brought that spark to them to get them think. I don't think our players realise they're in a relegation fight, and we've got to act like it. We need to beat Bristol. We need to beat Brighton because we've got them in the week,
That's
and
right.
we also need to beat Villa.
Yeah, yeah,
And if we win those 3 games, preferably we beat Villa twice, so we'll have 4 games. Then I think we can say we're safe. But if we lose one of those games, we're really stuck.
yeah. But not only that, but mentally as well. You know, will we be
Yeah,
able to cut, especially the younger players? Are they going to be able to come back from that? You know, I think I don't know. And this is another thing regarding Ollie. What is the problem? Is the probably the mentality, or is it his tactics, or is it a combination of both, or just his lack of really sort of not even enthusiasm, but his lack of knowledge of the WSL as well? Or is it? Do you think it's just all of it, Al?
I think it's all of it, to be honest.
Yeah,
I mean, he's an accomplished manager. You look at
yeah,
his. I mean, again, I wasn't very complimentary about him. I got told off by my mother at 30 years old when I said that West Ham went for the cheap version. Um, and she was like, he got a team in the Norwegian league from the bottom of the table to the
yeah,
top. And I was like, that's the Norwegian league, though, mother. But I do think I think he didn't realise how hard the WSL would
yeah.
be.
It's physical. Yeah, yeah,
It's
very
That's the
physical.
thing. That's what every international player that has played for any team in the
Yeah,
WSL has said.
yeah,
You don't realize how physical it is. Daly said it when she came over and played for us. She's like, in America, it's all tactics and it's very tactical, and you can have a game plan, and
mm,
for the 9 times out of 10 it works. You come
mm.
over and play in the WSL, you can have a game plan, but when you've got someone like Millie Bright who can literally just shove you over with just her presence,
Yeah.
game plans go out the window, and you need to be a bit more flexible. And I don't think he's got that yet.
No, he doesn't understand. It's going to take a few months, I think, for him to actually. It's okay, someone sitting there telling you what to do, but you have to actually experience it yourself, you know. And
Yeah,
as you say, you know, in the NWSL, it can be a manager's win or not. You know, it's down
yeah,
to the manager. But here, it is a combination of that as well, and
yeah.
what you bring into the pitch. And yeah, I mean, am I concerned? I'm still think we're going to get out of it. I'm still think we're going to get
Oh
out of
yeah,
it.
I'd hope so.
I'm just wish that Matt wasn't heading the Robins, to be fair, because
Yeah,
yeah, massive disadvantage for us, to be
yeah.
fair.
Would you change goalkeepers? That's something that's been brought to me.
Oh,
Would you put
Maz.
Courtney in, or because I love Mac? I think Mac is a cracking goalkeeper, and she's had a terrible time of it with us.
Yeah.
And I'm like, would it be a knock to her confidence to take her out and put Courtney in, or
I think someone of her caliber, I think it'd be a massive knock, especially if she's not got the people behind her now, which I don't think
yeah,
she has, to help her through this. I one thing with Mac, she did have a really couple of awful like screamers, didn't she?
Yeah,
Really couple of bad ones. But she did. She suddenly then held her head high
yeah,
as a professional, as a class player would do. So I think if you did take her away from that and put Courtney in, even though I think Courtney's an amazing, I
yeah.
mean, goodness me, the save she makes.
But then, as you say, your goalkeeper should be your last defence, not your only defence. And our back line has been shaky at best.
Communication. I know the
Yeah,
communication's not there again, and I don't know how. All you can hear is Jilly shouting all the time, but
yeah,
the communication is just not there, and they do look discombobulated at times, and it's something really again that they've got to work on. But we've got to stay positive. We're West Ham fans. Look at how the men have suddenly changed
yeah.
round.
No, I think we can do it. We need to. I think they need to realise the gravity of
Yeah,
the
yeah.
situation, which I don't think they've realised yet.
Yeah, and I think they miss us. I mean, I think they miss the fans.
Yeah,
We've got all these new people in there, and they've got no idea how much we shout. We are the 12th person on the pitch. I think,
exactly.
yeah, they're definitely missing that without a doubt. But yeah, so how do you think Ollie's going to go in? Matt's going to want to win this.
Of course he
Uh,
is.
So
He's
what do
already
you?
gone on a rant about us and our transfers, so of course he's going to want to. He's going to want to show that West Ham it was a
Yeah,
mistake to let him go.
yeah. I feel nervous now
Yeah, it is
about
no.
that.
Whereas before it used to be like, oh yeah, we can beat Bristol now.
Yeah,
I don't know
we knows us inside out, literally.
exactly. That's what I
Yeah.
said. I said that to a couple of people. I was like, is that going to be a disadvantage? But then again, it's the same time as that the players know him, so maybe they know his playbook. Maybe they know the sort of tactics he's going to
Yeah.
bring up.
Don't know.
So that can be.
Mm.
I don't know. I think it's going to be a different Bristol to the one we played in December, for the
Mm.
sheer fact not only is it a different manager, but I think Salmon won't be on the bench. I think she's going to be starting,
Yeah.
which is what she should have been in the first place. I don't think they're going to use her as their secret weapon anymore. So we've got to really watch
Mm.
Salmon.
Mm. Mm. Yeah, and I think we've got to start Leon and leave her on the pitch for 90 minutes as well in future,
Yeah.
to be fair.
I think we should start two up top. I don't understand
Mm,
this lone striker nonsense.
what the heck,
We've got
man?
Martha, we've got Nor, we've got strikers. We've got our
Yeah.
new girl, hopefully, is going to be ready for Bristol in
Mm,
Dagny, who can score. Van Egmond can score goals. I don't understand this
yeah.
whole one up front nonsense.
Yeah, that's why when sort of like, obviously Alicia went on loan. Like you said, I think she's coming back. I think Cho has
Yeah,
gone, but Alicia will come back. I thought, okay, that's not so much of a loss anyway now,
yeah,
because there's a lot of people that can just not go in their position but do a lot more as well, to be fair.
yeah.
So yeah, it's that. I just don't know. Should we just go straight to the score? What do you reckon the score's going to be? I'm going to be a chicken. I'm going to let you go first.
Ah. I would love it to be another 4-0,
Yeah,
like we did last time. I don't think it will be. I think for Mac's confidence, if she's playing, I want it to be a clean sheet. So I'm going to go with an edgy 2-0.
yeah. I think it's going to be like more like a 3-1. I've got 3-1 over
Yeah,
there written down just to remind myself because I keep changing it. If you ask me in an hour, it'll be
it'll
a
be something
different
different.
score. Yeah, it's one of those, right? I just can't call it really. But yeah, I think we're going to want to prove if we come on the pitch the same as we did the second half for Chelsea,
Yeah.
we're in with it. We're in with a shout as well, and especially if Dagny brings your daughter comes in as well. But yeah,
So we've got home advantage, which hopefully that will be something. So we've had 2 away games on the trot.
yeah, yeah. I'm nervous. Can you tell? I'm really
Yeah,
nervous about this
I
week,
am.
and
I am.
I,
I'm
I
really
think
nervous.
I think forward he's got to really just work on his game plans to make sure everyone knows what positions they're supposed to be in. I think we've got to go back to basics with the majority of them as well. But
Start
again, the
playing
sec,
out from the back.
yeah, yeah. This is the thing, Alan. It's the
Because
same
Matt
old
got caught
thing.
out last night. That Kirby goal was due to the fact that she played out from the back, missed Grace, and it went to Kirby, and Kirby tapped it in. Like,
Yeah, yeah. Grace is. I think Grace has lost a lot of confidence. She needs her confidence building up. So I'm hoping with the
Grace is
Bristol.
always a concern for me.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan again, but
Oh, I
she's
am. I
really
love her.
young.
But
She's young.
she's really young and she's not quite connected with Jilly enough to
No,
pick it
not
up,
yet. No, but again, let's see what happens in next couple of matches. No, they're not easy matches. None of them are
No,
easy matches for West Ham. Let's face it. But
Yeah.
this is how moving forward, and we're going to be the rest of the season. I think within the next couple of matches. So
Yeah.
hopefully we get a win now, right? Yeah, I'll hear you shouting from Manchester, right?
Oh, absolutely.
But Ali, again, listen, it's really nice having you on. It's been a while since you've been back, and it's really nice chatting to you about. There's so many different thoughts on the West
Yeah.
Ham women at the moment, but we are still fans, and a lot of fans, I think, forget the meaning of the word supporters. We
Oh,
are
yeah.
still supporters, but we're gonna pick little things out. Of course we are, because we care too much
Yeah.
sometimes, I think, about our
Exactly.
own club.
And we
Um,
do love them,
of
but
course we do, absolutely. But we just want good performances, and
exactly. It's all
even
we
though
ask for
yeah, and
is
even though
is
we
they
love
fight,
Matt, yeah, and even though we love Matt, sorry Matt, but
but you're gonna lose on Sunday.
you are going to lose on Sunday. Yeah, we're all going to come out with confidence, including us, right?
Yeah.
Again, Ali, thanks. Is there anything else you'd like to say before we pop off?
Just come on, you Irons, show us why we love you.
Cheers. Great stuff, Ali. All Ali's information will be down in the description, so you can find where all their information is. And we will see you again soon. So come on, you Wines. We can do this. We
Yeah,
can
come on,
do
you
this.
Irons.
Cheers, Al. Bye.
Bye.